Hey, welcome to ManKitchenRecipes. I am Kevin, and today we're not doing a cook. And I really need some feedback on what we're going to do here. I'm going to do another review. Yeah, it's another review, but sometimes, you know, people want stuff reviewed. It comes in waves. We do it. And anyway, today, if you remember the wind guards from SIVSIS for the Blackstone Griddle, these are magnetic wind guards that stick up, and they work incredible. I will put the link and the discount code below in the description for these as well. So, you know, their developers have been working hard and they like making things for the Blackstone. And if you have a Blackstone that has the grease trap in the back, where the grease goes out the back, they came up with what they're calling a grease funnel. I haven't used it yet. Haven't even attached it, but this is basically your grease will go in here, it'll go down a tube, and you'll catch it in a larger bucket instead of the smaller one that the Blackstones come with. So I really want your input on what you think about this, because I haven't demonstrated it yet, but I do believe there's some pros and cons that we can talk about, and we'll go over it. So let's get this started. I'll go take the cover off the Blackstone, we'll install this, and we'll go from there. All right, my first time too. SIVSIS Grease Funnel. All right, so I'm gonna get this cover off, and I gotta tell you, one of the issues that I have every now and then is when I'm taking my cover off is sometimes when I pull this off, I knock my grease bin off and it gets all over the ground. So I always try to be extra careful whenever I'm taking this cover off. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention is so the tube attaches here. They also send you a hose clamp to let that stay on sturdy. So I'm going to get this hose clamp on here, and we'll install this. It's going to take a long time. Okay, so here's my setup here. I have a little food block so it doesn't go rolling. I just bent some little expanded aluminum there. And then there's my grease tray. Yeah, it's nasty. I'm going to take it off. And this is so hard to put this new one on that I am going to try to do this one-handed now. Okay, so here it is. I've got my hose clamp on there, and there's a magnet here and a magnet there, magnet on both sides. So when you set this over, the magnets hold it on there. Okay, this goes like that, and the holes on the other side act like a food block. Now I got this big bucket. This is a 5-gallon bucket for demonstration purposes, but you know, you can cut your hose to any length, but then you just put your hose down in there, just like that, and I can collect grease. Well, I could probably collect grease for, I don't know, 5 years, a gallon a year. Anyway, that's how it goes, and that's the concept. So you don't have this smaller grease tray that you have to empty all the time or often, and you can use any size container. Obviously this is kind of overkill, but yeah, that's how that works, just like that. Okay, let's look at it from the other side. So here it is on the other side, on the inside of the Blackstone, and see how the holes will stop food from falling back in there. But you know, when you're scraping off your griddle and some of those larger pieces, you normally just scrape down under into there. This won't allow you to do that. So once you get it scraped, you're gonna have to pick it up with a paper towel or a towel or something. So that's one observation I noticed right away. But yeah. Okay, so another advantage of this is, and my son pointed this out to me because he has a Blackstone. Mine, I can get behind it. I can change my grease tray, no big deal, come back. He has his up against a fence, or some people have them up against their wall, and you have to move your Blackstone, get behind there, empty the grease tray, and it's just kind of a lot of extra steps in doing that when it is up against the wall. But once you have this installed, that stays there, and then it drains into whatever bucket you want. And if you have a shelf down below, you can set it on that shelf somewhere towards the front or the middle, and easily just reach under there, you know, clean out your grease, and you're good to go. So that is a big advantage, especially if you have yours up against a wall somewhere. Not sure if I can do that with this, since I have the full bottom with the door and the gas tank underneath, but let's give it a try. Let's see what I can find. Okay, so I've got one of these grease cans from, you know, from the pellet grills, and ran the hose through here, and that can just drain into here. Obviously, you'd have to, you know, secure everything a little bit, but that would work as well. You know, I have the cabinet, and if you don't have the cabinet, you know, you'd probably want to secure whatever bucket or can, maybe a coffee can, something. If you did a coffee can, once it gets full, you can easily dispose of it. You know, there's all kinds of ways to use this, to utilize this drain. And taking my cover on and off would really be helpful because, like I said, I've pulled that back cover off, I've caught that grease tray, it came off, spills all over the ground, and you got a huge mess. So this is another option, and especially if your Blackstone is up against the wall, that would really be something good to have. So, and these are actually pretty popular. You know, I know there's going to be drawbacks and different things you can't use it for, but so far, you know, I think it's going to work pretty good. Okay, so this is, I got to get in the shade. It is hot out here today, but that's why I'm not doing a cook right now. I just don't want to stand out in heat with more heat. Anyway, so this is just an introduction to the SIVSIS Grease Funnel. Oh man, you know, it has a lot of good features to it. And with SIVSIS, just like they did with the wind guards, guess what? I get to give some of these away. I get to give 5 of them away on this video. And if you don't win one on this video, I'm going to be doing 5 more and when I do an actual cook. And yeah, so okay, let's if you're interested in one, I'll give you instructions here in a minute on how you can win one of these. If you have the Blackstone, I think the 22-inch has the rear grease, the 28 does, the 36 does. Not about 17, don't know, I don't have one, haven't looked at one. So anyway, there you go. You can cut this hose to length. It's probably about 3 feet long, and I think it's a good idea. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, so just to tell you how hot it is out here, my phone has been out there in the sun on my tripod for maybe 10 minutes. I'm under the shade doing this video, and I get a warning that my phone is overheated, and as soon as I saw that warning, it shut off. So I had to take it inside, let it cool off. But here we are again with the SIVSIS Grease Funnel. So what I was saying is we're gonna do a giveaway, but I want to know your feelings or your thoughts about this. You know, there's a lot of pros. You can have your griddle up against the wall. You don't have to keep reaching back or pulling it, especially if you got it leveled. You don't want to keep moving it and then try to re-level it every time you want to get your grease out. That's a big bonus, and you can put your bucket, a can, whatever you want underneath on the shelf. I can get a bucket inside my cabinet that I demonstrated, and so that's a big bonus. But like I said, some people probably empty the grease thing every day after they use it. I don't know, I don't. So if you do, let me know. I mean, let me ask you this. How do you deal with your grease management? Because that's how, you know, when mine gets full, I empty it out, I, you know, dump it in a bag or an old charcoal bag or something, and then let it go out with the trash. So cons would be storing that much grease, how long it might take to fill, and you obviously you do not want to let a big can like that fall over. So it's got to be out of the way. You don't want to kick it and accidentally tip it over. So oh, one other con to me is when I do scrape my Blackstone, when I'm cleaning it, you know, sometimes you get those, you know, chunks of hamburger or whatever you just fried, bacon, and you'd normally just scoot it on out back into that tray. Well, with this, it has the food block on here, and you can't do that. So once you scrape it up, get it in a pile, you'll need a paper towel or a rag or something to clean that part up. Also, I wanted to show, this does, like, where this hits against the back of the Blackstone Griddle, it does come underneath a little ways, probably about close to an inch. So it'll be underneath there. So when stuff comes out, it's going to come, this is going to catch it. Currently with that, sometimes, you know, it comes out, kind of dribbles down and gets underneath that aluminum pan and everything. So I think this is going to work out great. I will test it out soon on a video. I'm going to be out of town for about a week or so. So yeah, I'm probably going to let this drawing go for a week or two. So if you're new here and you try to enter to win this, be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified when I do the drawing, because the last time I did that, I had 10 drawings. Man, we waited like almost a month for people to respond. So I'm going to put a time limit on responding So if you want to win this, make sure you're there, make sure you watch the video, see if your name was drawn, and if it has, follow the instructions for that. So to win one of these, I'm giving away 5 on this video. Leave a comment and use the word grease any way you want in there, and you'll be entered to win. And like I said, we'll do a drawing maybe from where I am on my vacation. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so if you don't think you can win one, or you don't want to wait, you think, I got to get me one of those, there is a link below and there is a discount code below. So if you don't want to put in the drawing, you just want to go get you one, link and discount code below. So, all right, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's got some really good benefits. All right, have a great day.